What if the man known around the world as the god of beauty suddenly forgot about the cameras, the stage lights, the perfect styling, and simply decided to have fun like an ordinary person? No dramatic stage, no elaborate performance outfit, no heavy makeup, just Jin, a white t-shirt, jeans, a baseball cap, and a day at an amusement park. And somehow, that may have been exactly what made these photos so unforgettable. BTS Jin has once again captured worldwide attention, but this time it wasn't because of a concert, a chart record, or a major fashion event. It was because Jin was simply enjoying himself at Six Flags in Texas. On August 19th, new photos from his visit were revealed, and fans immediately noticed something that made the images feel completely different from the polished photos we usually see of him. Jin appeared without makeup, and instead of trying to hide from the camera, he looked completely relaxed. There was something almost surprising about seeing him this way. Because Jin is someone who can walk onto a massive stadium stage and look like a movie star within seconds. He can appear in luxury campaigns wearing carefully selected designer pieces. He can stand beneath enormous concert lights in front of tens of thousands of people and command the entire stadium with nothing more than a smile. But at Six Flags, he looked like someone who simply wanted to have a good day. And that contrast is exactly what made these photos so fascinating. In the released pictures, Jin can be seen exploring the amusement park, looking around a souvenir shop, enjoying the rides, and even posing with a huge smile. He was dressed remarkably simply. A white t-shirt, jeans, a hat. That's it. But even with such a casual outfit, Jin's appearance immediately stood out. He wore an aloe hat, Fred jewelry, and Gucci jeans, adding just enough of his recognizable fashion sense to the otherwise relaxed look. And then there was the detail fans couldn't stop talking about. His face was completely natural. No stage makeup, no elaborate styling, no attempt to create a carefully constructed image. Just Jin. And somehow that made his visual impact even stronger. There is an interesting irony here. The more casually Jin appeared, the more people seemed to notice his appearance. Because when someone is surrounded by makeup, lighting, styling, and production, it can sometimes become difficult to tell where the image ends and the person begins. But these Six Flags photos removed almost all of that, and what remained was Jin himself. The same face, the same smile, the same unmistakable presence. Except this time, he was standing beside amusement park rides instead of a concert stage. And perhaps one of the cutest details came from what Jin actually did inside the souvenir shop. Rather than simply walking around and leaving empty-handed, Jin bought several little items. Among them were a pony doll, a cow doll, and a mist fan. Think about that for a moment. This is Jin, the worldwide superstar who has performed for enormous audiences and appeared in some of the biggest fashion campaigns in the world. And during a casual amusement park visit, he was happily picking out little souvenirs. A pony doll, a cow doll, a mist fan. It is such a simple scene, but that simplicity is precisely what makes it memorable. There was no need for anything extravagant. The happiness seemed to come from the experience itself. At one point, Jin was photographed smiling with his arms stretched outward, looking completely carefree. And that image almost feels like a snapshot of someone temporarily forgetting everything else. The schedules, the rehearsals, the flights, the cameras, the expectations. For a moment, there was simply Jin enjoying the day. And that may be why these pictures resonated so strongly. Fans have seen countless versions of Jin. The performer, the vocalist, the fashion icon, the actor-like visual, the comedian who suddenly says something completely unexpected, the quiet member who can become incredibly playful when he feels comfortable. But the Six Flags photos showed another version, Jin simply having fun. And there was another fascinating detail surrounding the pictures. Six Flags Texas itself shared a photo of Jin on its official Instagram account, thanking him for visiting. That means this wasn't simply a random collection of fan photographs circulating online. The amusement park itself joined the moment. And when an iconic amusement park in Texas posts about your visit, it becomes another reminder of just how recognizable Jin has become internationally. Even when he isn't trying to create a major moment, a moment seems to find him. That is perhaps one of the most interesting things about Jin. He doesn't always need a stage to attract attention. Sometimes he only needs to walk into a souvenir shop. Sometimes he only needs to smile. Sometimes he only needs to take off the makeup. And suddenly, the internet is talking about him again. But there is something even more charming about these photos. Jin didn't look like someone trying desperately to prove that he was handsome. He looked like someone who wasn't thinking about his appearance at all, and ironically, that may be when his natural beauty became the most obvious. There is a certain confidence in being comfortable enough to appear exactly as you are. No elaborate styling, no complicated pose, no carefully prepared expression, just a casual outfit, a hat, and a genuine smile. And perhaps that's why the phrase God of Beauty feels particularly interesting in this situation. Because beauty is usually presented as something carefully constructed. Perfect lighting, perfect angles, perfect clothes, perfect makeup. But Jin's Six Flags appearance almost flips that idea upside down. The photograph suggests that even when all of those things are removed, the visual impact remains. And then there is the personality behind the face. Look closely at the pictures, and the most striking thing isn't necessarily his clothes or jewelry. It is how relaxed he looks. His body language is open. His smile feels natural. His expressions don't look like they were created for a photo shoot. He appears to be enjoying himself. And that makes the photographs feel less like celebrity images and more like memories from someone's personal album. Interestingly, the photos also included other people in the background. Their faces were covered with the words person or human, keeping the focus firmly on Jin while protecting the identities of those around him. And this small detail somehow makes the whole scene feel even more real. Because Jin wasn't walking through an empty amusement park created specifically for a photo shoot. He was surrounded by ordinary visitors. People were enjoying their own day. Families were walking around. Guests were exploring the attractions, and somewhere among all of them was Jin. Except, of course, he wasn't exactly invisible. Because even dressed casually, Jin is still Jin. The white t-shirt may have been simple, the jeans may have been casual, the makeup may have been absent, but the presence was impossible to miss. And this comes at an especially interesting moment for Jin and BTS. BTS are continuing their Arirang World Tour, with the next scheduled performances taking place at Rogers Stadium in Toronto on August 23rd and 24th. That means behind these relaxed amusement park photos is an artist who is also in the middle of an enormous global schedule. Stadium performances, international travel, rehearsals, fans waiting around the world. And yet, somewhere between all of that, Jin found time to enjoy a roller coaster and buy a few silly souvenirs. That contrast makes the story feel even more human. Because for someone living a life on such an enormous scale, small moments of normality can become incredibly precious. Imagine going from performing in front of massive crowds to standing in a souvenir shop deciding between amusement park toys. From stadium lights to roller coaster lights. From thousands of fans chanting your name to simply laughing with your arms stretched out. It is almost as if the Six Flags visit gave fans a tiny glimpse behind the superstar image. And perhaps that's what makes Jin so endearing. He can be larger than life on stage, but he doesn't seem afraid to enjoy the smallest things off stage. A toy, a fan, a roller coaster, a simple smile. And maybe that is the real secret behind these photographs. They aren't extraordinary because something dramatic happened. They are extraordinary because nothing dramatic happened. Jin was simply being Jin. And sometimes, that is more than enough. There is also something wonderfully unexpected about seeing a global celebrity enjoying an amusement park like anyone else. Because celebrities often appear distant. Their lives are hidden behind security, schedules, exclusive events, and carefully managed appearances. But amusement parks are different. They are places where people go to laugh, scream, eat snacks, take pictures, buy souvenirs, and temporarily forget about everyday life. And Jin seemed to embrace exactly that atmosphere. He wasn't there to look perfect. He was there to have fun. And maybe that is why the photos feel so warm. They don't scream superstar. They quietly say, I'm having a good day. And that may be the most beautiful thing about them. For fans who have watched Jin perform countless times, these pictures offer something completely different. Not the Jin standing under a spotlight. Not the Jin delivering a powerful vocal performance. Not the Jin dressed for a major event. But the Jin who smiles at a souvenir. The Jin who gets on a roller coaster. The Jin who walks around in jeans and a white t-shirt. The Jin who looks completely comfortable in his own skin. And if there is one image that may stay in fans' memories, it could be that simple picture of Jin smiling with his arms stretched out. No complicated explanation is needed. It looks like pure freedom. For just a moment, the superstar disappears, and what remains is a man enjoying an amusement park. That is perhaps why these photos have created such a strong reaction. Because sometimes fans don't need another spectacular performance. They don't need another award. They don't need another record. Sometimes they simply want to see their favorite artist happy. And Jin looked happy. Really happy. So perhaps the most fascinating question isn't whether Jin can look handsome without makeup. The photos already seem to answer that. The more interesting question is this. Why does Jin somehow become even more captivating when he stops trying to look like a superstar? Maybe it is the natural smile. Maybe it is the relaxed expression. Maybe it is the playful personality. Or maybe it is simply the fact that underneath all the fame, fashion, lights, and enormous stages, Jin still knows how to enjoy the little things. A roller coaster, a souvenir shop, a pony doll, a cow doll, a mist fan, and one unforgettable day at Six Flags, Texas. As BTS continues its Arirang World Tour and Jin prepares to return to the stage in Toronto, these photos offer a completely different kind of memory. The stadium will be loud, the lights will be bright, the fans will be waiting, and Jin will once again become the superstar everyone knows. But these Six Flags photographs remind us that before he walks onto that stage, there is still the Jin who can put on a white t-shirt, grab a few amusement park souvenirs, jump on a roller coaster, and simply smile. And perhaps that is the version of Jin fans will treasure most. Because the god of beauty doesn't always need a spotlight to shine. Sometimes all he needs is a sunny day, an amusement park, and a genuine smile. And somehow, that's enough to make the whole world look again.